We are here today with Chris, who is an ELTA that has already started his work. Chris, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Chris, which country are you from?
I am from Jakarta, Indonesia.
Great. How long have you been in Taiwan?
I've been in Taiwan for over a year and a half.
Okay, do you have any experience working with children?
Yes, actually, prior to ELTA, I was working a part-time job at a cram school here in Shao District, teaching English to elementary school students and junior high school students.
That's great that you have experience already. How long have you been in the ELTA program?
Well, officially I've been in ELTA for about 3 to 4 weeks. Yeah.
Okay. Can you explain the process of signing the contract with your school? Maybe who you talked to, who you met, and what happened?
So before actually coming to the school, somebody from ETRC sent me a contact of one of my co-teachers. And from then on, I kept in contact with her. She helped me navigate everything. She told me what I needed to do, where I needed to go, and what time. And then I went to the school, and two of my co-teachers were waiting for me at the front gate. And then we went straight to the office where we were supposed to meet with the principal. But at the time, he or she was on a sick leave. But regardless, we proceeded with the contract signing. At the time, one of my co-teachers, which is an English teacher, she was teaching at the time, so I had with me one of the staff from the school that spoke a little bit of English, and she helped me with translation, and also the contract is bilingual, so I don't have a problem understanding the contract. Yeah, everything went well. After I signed the contract, they gave me a tour of the school and even bought me a green tea, which is really nice. Yeah.
Wow, that sounds great. When did you actually start working?
My first class was on the 28th of September, which is on a Wednesday. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually.
Good. What is your working time at the school?
I'm scheduled every Wednesday. The class itself is supposed to start at 4 until 4:50. But sometimes we would have one session before the class starts to prepare everything and to discuss what we're going to do that day. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. How many co-teachers are you working with?
So I have two co-teachers. One is a Chinese language teacher and one is an English teacher. Yeah, they were both really helpful and really nice. Yeah.
Sounds good. Can you tell us, how do you plan with your co-teacher? How do you communicate with each other? Is it through line, email, or maybe the phone?
Yeah, we mostly communicate through line, but we would plan every session after the previous session. So after every class, we would take some time to discuss what we're going to do next and how are we going to do the designing, how do we develop the topics, and then my co-teacher will send me a PPT before the class, and I would have the time to maybe improve the content or maybe design the PPT better. After that, we can have a discussion on what we should take out, what we should include, and all that. Yeah.
Wow, that sounds like a good working relationship. Can you tell us what do you think of the process from signing the contract to starting work on your first day? How were you feeling?
Well, at first I felt pretty nervous because this is my first time teaching at a school, and yeah, I thought it might be different from the environment I was used to, but it went really good. Like everything went smoothly. Everybody was really helpful. So yeah, I'm really grateful for that. Yeah.
And how did you feel like you got enough support before you started teaching?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like everybody at ELTA has been really helpful. My co-teachers are really helpful. So I had really no problem at all adjusting or getting into teaching. Yeah.
Okay, we are happy to hear that. What are your current responsibilities at your school?
I'm currently teaching English for an after-school program. I mainly teach English, so I would co-teach with my co-teachers. I would explain the English part, and my co-teachers will help translate, or maybe if the students' level of English is not enough to ask questions, they would help them with translation, yeah, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about what you are teaching or what you have taught already so far with your students?
Yeah, for my previous session, for previous class, we talked about a local landmark here in Shalu district. It's called the Shalu Painted Village. It's a landmark here, but it was already closed down over 4 years ago. And we talked about the history of the place, and we taught these kids how to act in public places, such as landmarks, and what to do and not do, the do's and don'ts. Yeah, we would tell them like to be respectful, to remind them not to litter, and not to be loud in a public place. Yeah.
And what about future topics that you might teach?
For our next class, we were going to talk about different countries' flags and what they represent. Yeah.
Okay, sounds very interesting. How many students do you have?
I have a total of 21 students in my class. Yeah, they're all amazing. Yeah.
Okay, good. Are you happy so far with the program and the job?
Yeah, I would say I'm pretty happy with everything. If I were to change anything, I would maybe hope for a longer class because I think one session might not be enough for students to really grasp all the materials, because sometimes we would have some materials or topics that are quite difficult for the students to really challenge them. Yeah, I think we need more time to talk about stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything you would change about the ELTA program?
Yeah, I don't think so, because I'm happy for so far, and I feel like everybody at ELTA has been really helpful, and I feel like they're doing their best to help us with everything, and yeah, I'm really grateful for it.
Okay, good. Can you describe the students in your class?
Well, I would say my students are generally pretty shy. And there's this quite a big gap in the level of English for each student. Like some students might not understand certain things, but some students are pretty much fluent. Yeah, but they're all great, and I see that they're really enthusiastic.
Okay, good. Do you encounter any problems with shy students?
Not so far, because we try to ask every student, and we would make sure that they know what we're talking about. And also my co-teachers has been doing really good in making sure that they understand everything and they can ask me back in English. They would try to help them translate. Yeah, so yeah, everything went well. Yeah.
Okay, good. And finally, Chris, do you have any advice for the other ELTAs who haven't started work yet?
Well, first of all, if you haven't been assigned to school yet, I would say be patient, because I know that everyone at ELTA is doing their best to assign you to the school that is closest to you and the most convenient for you. And in the meantime, I would suggest that maybe you can look up some videos on teaching English, on the teaching culture here in Taiwan, the do's and don'ts. Yeah, just to try to enrich yourself before actually working. It's going to be really helpful for you in the future. And a personal suggestion for me, or tips maybe, because sometimes students have problem understanding what you're trying to say. I would say maybe try to speak slowly, speak clearly, and speak loudly. It will really help the students. And yeah, with your co-teachers, I feel like communication is key to teaching in general. So communicating well with your co-teacher is really important, and it can really help you with the process.
All right, Chris. Well, I want to thank you so much for your time today. I know this interview will help the ELTAs before they start work. So thank you very much.
Thanks so much.